All right, welcome back, everybody, to the BSL. Bombastic Star League is back with Groups C. Maybe that's backwards. I don't know. One of those. And we're already through our first series because Bonneth is a god. So he is waiting in the winner's match for the helpless winner of this series. It's going to be Jaeyun versus Gosudark America versus South America. Well, I guess that's North America versus South America. And this is really kind of some contrasting styles. How would you characterize our opponents for match 2, Nyoken?
Yeah, we're going to have the passive style from Jaeyun, who just wants to power to infinity and beyond. And then we're going to have Gosudark, who wants to end this game as fast as possible. So this is going to be, well, I guess it would be kind of similar to what we just saw. Bonneth, was pretty aggressive in his last game. We may see another 2-gate from Gosudark, but if he does expand, it is not going to be a Stargate opener. I would assume that we're going to have Citadel and Gosudark just getting up in Jaeyun's face.
I mean, he's going to try to. Now, there's a hidden landmine in this series, and that is that there is like a side quest. When I'm playing games like Witcher or other things, I never finish the game because I always just do the side quest. Well, the side quest here is that it has to go to game 3 because Oxide, super weird map. We've never seen it in BSL yet this season. We got to get to game 3. It's not good enough to just win 2-0. We need that Oxide game. So I'm really, really excited to see this series because I do want to get to game 3. But also, I don't know who's coming out second place in this group. Maybe even first place because it's a huge wild card between Jaeyun, Gosudark, and Crossy. I don't know what to expect. There's only one way to find out, and that is by getting into the most common BSL map this season, Tower Bond. So let's get into it. It's Jaeyun versus Gosudark in a best of 3 to advance on to the winner's match of Group C. All right, here we are. Welcome everybody to game number 1 of our second best of 3. In the upper left-hand corner, in the opaque, whatever that color is, the peach color, this is our North American player, Jaeyun.
In the top right, we've got the very aggressive South American Protoss. It is Gosudark. All right, so all eyes on Gosudark because I want to see, is there a pylon in the main? Is it at the natural? What's it going to be?
Okay, still no pylon. It's day 4, and still no pylon. All right, here we go. The probe. Building the pylon. Not in the main. At the natural. Okay, all right. Disappointed. But also, there's pylon number 2 that will need to be built at some point as well.
Well, we've seen, was it La Abuela who scouted fast and then followed up with the gateway? So this looks like a Forge expand, and that is definitely something in Gosudark's arsenal, but this time he's building a bunch of probes, so we are actually going to see a Forge expand. So I guess we're not going to see fireworks from the start, and luckily for Gosudark, he's going to find Jaeyun first, and I don't know, did that Overlord see the probe? Because if it didn't, now he can block this hatch, but he's not going to. He's just going to come in here. Missed opportunity from Gosudark.
Yeah, that really does feel like he had... I mean, obviously, Gosudark's plan is not contingent on whether or not he blocks the hatch, but any little thing that you can get done to annoy the Zerg player, you should probably try to get that done. So, no block on the hatch. The drone is going to be out here, and I guess with the drone heading out, he actually might not have seen the probe with the Overlord.
Yeah, but he's going to see this pylon pretty soon, and in response to the hatchery, we're just going to have Nexus first. This is as good enough opener as you can get from Gosudark, and Jaeyun putting down the spawning pool. Now, oh, he's going for split map already. We're going Jaeyun style. Oh, maybe... Oh, I thought he was going to take bottom middle, but I guess that was just a scouting drone. Now he's found Gosudark and just turns it around. Now, where does he want to put it? Are we going to see it at base with gas? We've actually seen that quite a few times, taking a gas base, which is a little surprising to me, instead of just taking the mineral only.
Yeah, I mean, if I had seen him place it at the inner 6, I'm just like, whoa, okay, we're really going the distance. But no, it is just going to be at the mineral only. Okay, no, it's not. Never mind. We made another decision here. The drone was debating me there, Nyoka. I'm like, okay, it's going to be built right there, Nyoka. He's just going to... Somehow the hatchery's going to fit right there.
Right there.
I don't know, my dude. Definitely kind of hiding this drone. I'm not sure if he just, like, doesn't know where to... I mean, obviously he's played this map before, but we're still a little indecisive. All right, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, here we go. Any moment now. Third hatch. Let's see it.
There we go. All right. Finally. A little bit slower than I expected, but at least we have it. It is at the mineral only.
All right, well, Jaeyun's opener, there's no instant hydrogen, so far it's not going into the straight 934 or 9734, which I don't think Jaeyun really uses that often. Generally, I think Jaeyun just goes with his own thing and kind of just tries to build as many drones as possible. And instead of going for the current meta, he is just going to go for fast lair, and cybernetics is about 50% done for Gosudark. We don't see +1 spinning just yet for Gosudark. It's a little bit early for that, but it could come in pretty soon. Gosudark does confirm the mineral only, and the Ling's on the high ground. I didn't see if the probe got pushed back before lair. Oh, it actually gets in!
Wow. Okay. Well, Gosudark, a huge scout coming in here, and he is going to see that the lair is on the way.
Yeah, so really crucial scout for Gosudark. He wouldn't really have any idea what Zerg was. Look at this Citadel placement. These players these days are definitely going for interesting mind games. Boneth with the cybernetics, and now Gosudark with Citadel at the natural. But Jaeyun too smart for that. He sees the Citadel. Why on earth would you ever scout there? There's like so little area to put down any tech, yet he sees it, and Gosudark instant 4-gate. This is what I was talking about. Gosudark likes to just get in your face as fast as possible, and he's going to have a lot of zealots.
Man, I mean, sometimes... Okay, I mean, this is not a mystery. The Overlord is right there, and he's like... I mean, I don't know how high Overlords can count. Maybe they just relay the vision back to the Overmind, and hopefully that can count up to 4. This is going to be a lot. There's no mystery of what we're going to see. The Gosudark is going to make zealots. They're going to have legs. I mean, 2 legs and then faster 2 legs. And we're just going to let Jesus take the wheel a little bit. I don't know. Jaeyun, he knows what's coming. Let's see if he can hold on.
Yeah, and this is the epitome of Gosudark style. Like, we're cutting really hard on the probes. They have not been building for quite a while. So when builds like this go unscouted, you just get punished really hard. But now that Jaeyun sees it, he should be able to hold it. Now, this actually is a variation that I was playing when I would off-race Protoss, and what I like to do afterwards was hide 2 Stargate, because you know that Zerg is probably going Mutas, and as I say that, Mutas are in production. So if you can follow up with something like 2 Stargate, get 4-6 Corsairs, all of a sudden you have Mass Zealot combined with Mass Sayer, and you know that the opponent is only going to have Mutas. So I would have liked to see that, but we don't see double Stargate anywhere for Gosudark, and I'm already a bit worried for him.
Yes. I mean, it feels weird to say that Mutas aren't really a counter to Zealots. They just don't kill them quickly enough. So you're right. Mutas out on the way, flying over the Zealot boys. They are heading down to the 3rd. There's already a sunken, double sunken. He knew where these Zealots were going, so maybe they kill some Lings. They won't do a lot else.
Yeah, this did not work out for Gosudark. The Citadel, I like the placement, but Jaeyun with good sense scouts it out, and now what do you do as Gosudark? He's cut so much to get this. He's got double cannons going up at his main. He's got to build a cannon at his natural to make sure Mutas don't deal any damage. And now all these Zealots, they're probably just all going to die for free, and then that's going to give Jaeyun free reign over the map, and you can't let Jaeyun just sit here and power.
Yes, powering on Power Bond, not something that is a good idea, especially when it's a Zerg, especially when it's 3-base, and so if you get that extra main, then you're just good. Cannons coming up back at home, obviously to try to delay the amount of damage that the Mutas can do. They're already doing so much damage just eliminating that Zealot threat, or at least making it more full.
Yes, Zealots are still running around. They took a lot of hits. Jaeyun was chasing them for quite a while. I am surprised that these Zealots actually live. Here come the Mutas into the natural, getting probe kills left and right. And it's, look how many Mutas it was. It's only 5. It's not even a big commitment. It's just the perfect amount to kill probes. And behind this, Gosudark's transitioning into an Archon. Wow. Guess he's going to follow up his, not all in, but a very aggressive build with more aggression. He's got double Archon even.
Double Archon, but he can't actually use the Archons anywhere else except the natural. The Archons are too busy killing his own buildings to actually kill the Mutas. So I don't know if that's working as intended. But congratulations, Gosudark. You did in fact kill your own building now. So time to head out across the map.
And these Mutas did so much damage, not just killing the Zealots. If we look at the probe line for Gosudark now, there's 5 on minerals. Like, and this was 5 Mutas. This is ridiculous amounts of damage for 5 Mutas. And Gosudark, he's going to try and move out, but nothing has changed. The Sunkens are still there. The Lings have remained. We've got Hydras on the way. We've got even Lurkers on the way. And once the Lurkers come up with, there's no Robo in sight. There's no Storm in sight. Just what do you do from Gosudark's point of view? He also lost his Forge, so he doesn't even have +1.
Oh man, it's such a dangerous game. There's the Archon hit, and it's only going to take 2 more. Maybe 1 more, 2 more. Oh, this is so scary watching Mutas versus Archons.
Yeah, the Mutas really don't have much farther range than an Archon, so they got to be careful. And Gosudark, he just has nowhere to go. And Jaeyun, meanwhile, he's got 5 hatch. He's taken a 4th base. He's got his hive already halfway done.
Wow.
Yeah, this guy's going very fast defiler, very fast upgrades.
I love the way that Jaeyun is using these Mutas to draw the Zealots and the Archons specifically away from his bases. It just takes all the pressure off. Jaeyun can do whatever he wants. He's using this to start getting his 4th base up and running. 3rd gas would be coming through as well. And once this hive kicks in, 3 gas Zerg with plenty of money, that's going to be scary.
Yeah, and he's got perfect saturation across all of his bases. Very well saturated his 3rd. I guess a couple more drones would have been nice at the Nat, but now with the 4th base coming up, we're going to have so many drones, so much econ for him. Meanwhile, Gosudark's still just stuck in his main. He's just now, or he's halfway got range, but he doesn't have that big 8-gate flood just yet. Is there a Robo anywhere? Okay, Robo just started at the natural, so it's still going to be quite a while for him to move out. And by the time he actually moves out, Jaeyun, he's going to have like 10 hatches, maybe even 5 base at that point.
Yeah, I mean, Jaeyun's kind of starting to run away with this. And this is exactly where Jaeyun wants to be, right? We talked about how slowly he wants to play the game. But now that all the pressure's off, he can start speeding that up a little bit. Hatcheries everywhere. Hatchery man in full effect, Nyokin.
Yeah, this is exactly how Jaeyun plays and how he wants to play. He's content with just sitting in his base up until the 15-minute mark, get all of his econ running, get all of his tech running. And then after that, then we start seeing the APM that Jaeyun can really dish out. He starts dropping everywhere. He just starts attacking everywhere. And then you're kind of, from the Protoss point of view, you better be set up because Jaeyun's just going to be merciless. He's going to be everywhere. And if you're not set up, eventually he will find the hole and break you. So Gosudark, you better get up a strong army, a lot of Storm, a lot of Reavers or something, because Jaeyun right now, how many hatches he got? He got 9 hatch or 8 hatch.
5, 6, 7. I think we're almost to 8 because he built like another 2 down here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we're maybe 7 or 8 hatcheries. It's actually crazy. Oh, actually no, 9. There we go. 8 or 9 hatch. Crazy. So yeah, hatchery man. That's why we call it that. He is gonna have the sickest macro. I mean, we're just gonna see him skyrocket above Gosudark's supply, and that's not necessarily where Zerg is supposed to be, but it's where Jaeyun is headed.
He's already got +1 on his Hydras. It's matching the upgrades of Gosudark because Gosudark had to kill off his Forge just to get his Archons out. And Jaeyun has a worker lead. I mean, everything's going well for him. Yet Gosudark is still somehow up 20 supply. He's just now taking his mineral only, but because this is Power Bond, the mineral only, no gas. He needs to get a 4th gas pretty soon if he wants to keep up. But where does he take it? If he takes top left, that's going to be a vulnerable position that drops. If he takes mid right, that opens up the mineral only. Really, a very difficult spot for Gosudark to be on, and I see that the Defilers are done with already consume available, so Hive is already kicked in, and it's gonna be tough.
I forgot the -1 on my math equation, but there we go. Yeah, it's gonna be super tough. Watch these High Templar run for the hills. The Speedlings, not gonna be able to snipe any off. Here comes round number 2, but the Archons, Zealots, just gonna buffer remarkably. Is he gonna lose one High Templar? Wow, no. Gosudark gets all the way across the middle of the map, and all of a sudden, kind of gotta hold our breaths here, Nyoken. This is a lot of Protoss, and it hasn't really been stopped at all.
Yeah, it is a lot of Protoss, but we've got Lurkers set up. We've got Defilers already set up. We've got speed on the Overlords, which necessarily, don't help you defend. But what that means is that Jaeyun's looking to drop pretty soon. As I say that, he started upgrading it at his main. And here comes Gosudark. He's got to try and get something done, but with Dark Swarm out in the field, all these Dragoons that he have really aren't going to do much. Here come the Zealots, but they just run into 3 Lurkers, instantly turns around.
What are you going to do? There's only one observer here as well, so keep in mind that even as soon as Plague finishes, you Plague that thing, it's visible. Also, this clumped up army is just not going to cut it. And there's no way that Gosudark can break through double swarm into the natural or third. So he's forced to kind of reconsider things, and now he's heading for the 4th, but that might be even harder. I mean, that might be even harder.
Yeah, he's attacking uphill. There's just really no angle for him to come. He's going to try to bust in here, but Dark Swarm to save the day. All of this, well, not all of the Zealots, but a lot of the Zealots taking a lot of damage, and that's really his only option to attack into these Lurkers with Zealots, but they just melt more. They're just coming in through the top. All the Zealots fall. Gosudark, he wants to be aggressive, but he needs to just start playing passive because really nothing's working. And now we finally see Jaeyun overtaking supply.
Well, I mean, at least Gosudark has a 3rd base up and running. Granted, it's a mineral only. And now that Cracklings and Swarm are done, good luck, Protoss, buddy. That's going to be a rough one. Also, Plague now finished as well. And Drop, which could be the craziest one of all. Let's watch these Defiler boys, see how well they can do. Oh, nice Plague there. Only catches a couple of Archons, though. But how? I thought that was an area of effect spell. So now our little Wiggly boys are headed back to the Zerg main base and consume some more Zerglings. And I don't think these Archons care too much about being plagued, Nyoken.
No, they don't care at all. I'm waiting for Jaeyun to go for a drop because we know that he's gotten drops on his Overlords. He's got basically all the drones he wants. Well, actually, his drone count is actually low. Now that I'm looking at it, it's still 46, which is a bit surprising. So even though Gosudark didn't have the greatest opener, the fact that Jaeyun has not powered as hard as he's used to powering, Gosudark is still in it, but we do have a counterattack to the mineral only, drawing all the units out of position to mid-right. Gosudark, there's just pure cannons here. We have the Filerling Lurker. Those cannons are going to do absolutely nothing.
Meanwhile, Nyoken's trying to expand to 6 o'clock. You sure are, Nyoke. Jaeyun is trying to expand to the 6 o'clock, and he's got a bunch of army down there, so his army's not as big as it might seem. Tons of swarm all over this Protoss base, but actually not doing enough to kill it.
Yeah, this is very surprising that Gosudark was able to hold this so easily. Oh, I hear Lurkers still firing, but they actually don't kill the 3rd base. And now we've got double robotics set up there.
Yeah, triple Reaver on the way. 3.
Yeah, this is exactly what Gosudark needs because it's not like his upgrades are super strong right now. He does have 2-1, which is not bad, but Zerg also has +2. So he needs to have the cost-effective units. First couple of Reavers have moved out, and now all of a sudden Gosudark is even in bases. This is so shocking to me.
Yeah, I think the big thing for me is that I was very surprised that even though Jaeyun was able to get up all these bases and all these hatcheries, he never really droned that hard. He's still sitting on 45 drones.
Yeah, it's really surprising. I would have expected to have like 70, but here comes a big drop into the main, and the army is way out of position, and with no shuttles either. The Reavers can't even help. So this is going to decimate all of the tech of Gosudark.
Man, Protoss and losing their main to Swarm Cracklings. Name a more iconic duo. I mean, he's not actually swarming. I guess he didn't actually put a defiler in the drop. But everything's gonna die. Cracklings just kill everything instantly. It's actually so disgusting to watch.
Yeah, and these links don't even have upgrades. They're just +0.
Wow, these they're +1 carapace. That carapace is really going to town here, Nyoken. Wow. Oh my gosh, crackling. Adrenal glands. There we go. There's just been family-friendly name. And even still, they're just gonna kill pylon after pylon. Not quite supply blocking Gosudark, but this is just also the first of many drops because you can see everything that's coming to the 3 o'clock location, getting ready to be ferried into the main.
Here we go. He's going to try and knock down this 4th base, but there's a lot of Protoss here. The Reavers are also, well, they're trailing, but they're closer than I expected. Storm pretty perfect on those Lurkers, but I don't think there's enough Zealots to actually get into the... Well, the Lurkers got to be under Dark Swarm to be invincible, which they're not, and they do get cleaned up. And look at the supply. It's still very even.
Yeah, all of these drops are killing off a lot of infrastructure, like some pylons, some cannons, but not actually a lot of the key tech here. Now, this little chunk of cracklings down south or in the 3 o'clock is actually going to do quite a bit. Oh, they're going to pick off the Reaver. No way! Crackling, he's not watching this rear Reaver. And so the cracklings are actually going to get a kill on one of the Reavers by themselves.
Yeah, and we've got action all over the place because we got another Ling Lurker Defiler attack to the middle only, but it gets shut down by the Reaver. Meanwhile, Gosudark out in the center of the map with this really weird unit comp. And this one Lurker and couple Lings actually might kill the 4th base. Gosudark, it's getting a little too crazy for him. Oh, amazing play! Hits the entire army.
Wow, all those Reavers just going to be so low health. Oh, disgusting. 4 red Reavers. That is no Protoss's dream. Every nightmare. And here come the crackling. These Reavers are just going to explode. And yeah, there goes 1, 2. A couple of them are very, very bruised. Let's see if he can assassinate these with some cracklings.
Yeah, he's got to micro them perfectly because there's no shuttle to save them. And he's done an okay job. At least he's kept 2 alive. The 4th base did go down, though. And Gosudark, he's all of a sudden down to 1 base mining. And if we take a look into the main, side effects of that drop, we're not mining gas, and gas so important to Protoss.
Gosudark really has to deal a catastrophic amount of damage with this push because back home, like you said, not mining gas, not really mining a lot at all. He's mining off of 1 base right now, and that is not going to cut it against the Zerg that's now taken most of his side of the map. I mean, there's Reavers, there's Archons, Storms, Observers, like all that's going to work pretty well, but he actually does get a Plague off on that Observer, so not only is he going to be weak, very vulnerable to being picked off.
Yeah, so this is probably just going to be Gosudark's last stand here. He's got his Reaver all the way across the map. You got to do what you can with it. At least he takes down the Defiler, but it gets plagued. And now the Reaver's out in front. Can't have that. Oh, good hit. Getting so dangerously low. And Jaeyun, he really just doesn't have many units right now. Where are they? He's at 100 supply, but where's the supply? It's all at the bottom in the Lurkers and Mutas.
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised that he has so much invested in defending the 6 o'clock base when he actually could probably use a little bit of that to help shore his, natural up a little bit.
Gosudark is pretty... Oh, that 1 Reaver goes down. I was saying he's busting through with actually 1 Reaver. He took down the Nidus. He's taking down Sunkens. He's taking down Lurkers because he's able to actually splash them with the Reaver. But now the Mutas have come from the bottom. And even though there's only 2, there's only 1 Goon and 1 Archon.
This is so funny, Nyoken. These are the 2 little Mutas that could right there. He's also just going to be able to target down the Observer right there. And... Oh, I thought the replay was bugged because the... Zerglings were just like glitching around and back and forth, but now I think this is where why do I think you're playing Nyoken? I don't know. Jaeyun, he's the actuarial half of Nyoken that was split into a Zerg player.
Yeah, we finally found the crack in Gosudark because finally Jaeyun has a sizable supply lead. It's 125 to 95. There's no Reavers coming out of any of these robotics. Why? Because we just don't have the gas. He's also extremely low on minerals, so this is probably going to be, I imagine, maybe the last fight. Oh, there's no Dark Swarm.
That Plague was also very substandard. It hit 1 Observer. Nice. So Jaeyun still has to pull back here. He does not have an overwhelming supply advantage. Plus, that a lot is down at the bottom base. So keep an eye, like maybe take 30 supply out of the equation because it is way down south. So heading out west, this is one of probably the last push that Gosudark's got in him. He does not have a lot of money behind this. There's a crackling counterattack coming across the map here, but it's not really headed towards anywhere. Maybe it'll come back for a flank. Gosudark is way out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, he's trying to find the right angle. Maybe there's a good angle down to this fit base for Jaeyun. There's only one lurker, 3 colonies, but they're not sunken, so he could actually try and kill that. A good plague hitting a lot of the Dragoons. And Gosudark, does he even know about bottom middle? He's gonna find out now, and he's gonna run into certain death. There's 4 lurkers here.
Yeah, wow. Whew. Yeah, this is not gonna work out. And really, Gosudark is just sort of like wandering aimlessly around the map. This is, I don't know where you're supposed to go. He's gonna try to hit this 6 o'clock base. It's not gonna go well for him. So finally, all of those forces that Jaeyun just kind of had sitting idly down south are really paying off.
Yeah, there's just no angle for Gosudark. He's basically starved out at this point. He doesn't have the units that he needs, the unit comp. He doesn't have a 4th base going anywhere. And Jaeyun, he's just setting up for a big, massive concave. He's going to catch the Templar even. Good storm, but we're just slowly getting dwindled down. Plague is just so strong versus Protoss. We haven't seen another one just yet, but half of the units are already plagued.
Yeah, that's right. That's going to do it. GG, Gosudark taps out. And Jaeyun takes a very hard-fought Game 1 win in about 25 minutes.
Yeah, that was, I thought, a guaranteed win from the opener for Jaeyun, but Gosudark able to pull it back. It's really the drop that sealed it. If he didn't take crippling losses to the drop, he was still in it. He was fine. He had all those robos. He had 4 base. Despite having the slow upgrades, he was still trading pretty well. It was just the drop did him in.
Well, the drop did him in. Also, he got, I think, 5 Reavers plagued, 4 Reavers plagued, yeah. I think it was. So that obviously, like, if you can keep 4 Reavers alive, there's very little you cannot do in a game. But unfortunately, he was never able to do that, and that means that Jaeyun goes up 1-0 in the series. But that was pretty hard, and I mean, Jaeyun stayed on a very low drone count for a very long amount of time, so I don't know if that's necessarily going to be a winning strategy if he keeps that up.
Yeah, it was definitely a little troublesome for Jaeyun, so maybe he was a little nervous. You know, he doesn't play tournaments that often. I don't know. But yeah, he definitely needs to get that drone count up because he was in an amazing position. He just got a drone, though.
He sure does. I mean, if there's one player that likes to drone, it's Jaeyun. So our second game is on the map Gladiator, and this means that Gosudark has one job: just win a game. I don't care if you ever or never win a game again. One game. That's what your life has come down to. Because I want to see Oxide. What a map! We haven't seen it yet in BSL. So I'm going to be a little bit biased towards Gosudark because I really want to see Oxide, but honestly, it could go either way. So I'm ready. You ready for game 2, Nyoken?
Oh, yes.
All right, let's do it. Game number 2 on the map Gladiator. The winner of this series, of course, goes on to the winner's match to face Bond. All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to game number 2 of our second best-of-3 series. It's Jaeyun versus Gosudark. Wow, I just introed the players, didn't I? In the bottom right-hand corner, in the opaque as Zerg, it's Jaeyun.
And in the top right, we've got the teal Protoss player. It is Gosudark. And lucky Jaeyun again, getting off a first scout. It's pretty mandatory to scout Gosudark because you saw what he did last game. Those were 445 gateways rapid, and normally when you see second, third, fourth gate go up, this is like at least 630. So If he hadn't seen it, he would have been in real trouble. I really think that those mutas were just in response to what he's seen. He normally doesn't open mutas like that. So a good lucky scout for him so far.
Yeah, and more than that, I think he's going to see, yeah, he did clip the probe there. Actually, the probe's going to see the Overlord too. So both players know where each other is. But I think that's definitely better for Jaeyun because scouting Gosudark is one of the most important parts of winning against him too.
Well, that was really interesting probe movement because you can definitely tell that Gosudark has done that before based on how he moved that. And now, even though Jaeyun saw the probe, now he can't 12 hatch like he wants to. And now I would assume that that would be in Gosudark's favor because he's forcing out the pool first. And we do have Gosudark again going for a Forge first build. We're going to have to see how Gosudark wants to, or Jaeyun wants to transition out of this. Yep, here we go, Forge.
Okay, yeah, Forge on the other side. Yeah, Gosudark is not the player to go for, well, I guess sometimes he will just like gateway man you into the ground. But I like that he's thinking a little bit further ahead, a little bit more outside the box. Like, okay, I at least need a natural expansion first and foremost. And then, you know, we'll think towards exactly how he wants to body slam Jaeyun a little bit later on.
Jaeyun's building 6 lings, so he definitely wants to get some type of counter damage done. A lot of times you're only seeing 2 lings or 4 lings, but rarely do you see 6 lings. Wow. Gosudark just blindly built 2 cannons. He's not messing around. He doesn't care. Oh no, the probe went down. But it's okay because he had already preemptively built the 2 cannons.
And this is Pylon, Forge, double cannon, all before Nexus. So you can see Gosudark is maybe he's certainly not cutting too many corners here.
Nope, this is pretty good. It was definitely a correct read from him, and in response we do have Jaeyun going for the 245, 250 gas. Probe is going out for a secondary scout, but the Overlord saw it. Look at this genius play from Gosudark. Sends it out to the left side. He knows that the links are probably going to go up there. Goes around back behind the Overlord, and now he's actually going to get around all the defense and get off a secondary scout. Now he's going to come in here and see. I don't really think he's going to see much. Maybe it would have been a better scout to try and find the hatcheries. I'm not sure.
Yeah, obviously this probe getting through is going to be really crucial for Gosudark. I was actually talking to Tasteless a little bit earlier on tonight. He's re-experiencing what the modern ladder is now that he can play again, and he's talking about how scary it is for anybody learning or at least just playing a lot of ladder in the early part of the game for PvZ, where you lose your first probe and you don't get a chance to scout until you build a Corsair later on, because you just don't know how many hatcheries are there. Is he going Hydras? Is there a lair? Nobody knows. But this probe is really going to be huge. Seeing this lair morphing basically right in his face.
Yeah, I thought that we were going to see Zero's 9734 because we had the Hydra Den just built right in Protos's base, but instead he does get a lair. He could cancel it, which is, I actually would like to see it cancel. And just
that would be such a big brain move. Oh my, wow! I would lose my mind.
And like what you were saying about Tasteless saying, it's really, you really have no idea what Zerg is doing. It's so true. I hate playing versus Zerg when I'm playing Protoss. I almost feel obligated to do the same style every single time when I face them. Stargate, 4-gate speed, into 8-gate, like every single time. And when you're forced to do that, Zerg can just blind counter you, right? So every time I see somebody get very clever opening straight Citadel or Bonneth with, even just a subtle change with the Forge at the entrance, I'm like, wow, that's amazing. And Probe gets picked off again.
Ooh. Okay, well, let's see if there's any sort of change or reaction. I don't really see too much. There's speed on the way, about to finish. These 6 lings head out on the map. But even though we had 6 lings early, that's the only lings we ever had. So I think it's easy to see the 6 lings and be like, oh wow, he either really wants to deny the scout or really wants to do something across the map. But he didn't actually do either one of those.
Oh, Ling's trying to get in.
Whoa, how did that one get through? What? Instant replay that for me. What happened there?
Well, I don't know what those things were trying to do. Were they just scouting? Were they trying to get into the main? That was a bit much, but at least he does confirm there's 4 cannons. I guess the Hydra Den has thrown Gosudark a little for a loop, and behind this, seeing that there's so many cannons being put up, Jaeyun can just continue to power. He's got good saturation at his 3rd, good saturation at his nat. Would like to see some more hatcheries. There it is at the natural 4th, going down 5th, going to be coming down pretty soon.
Yeah, it sure is. I think the 5th is, oh man, exactly where Jaeyun wants to be. Anytime I see Jaeyun with like more than 3 hatcheries, I'm like, that's where he wants to be at, because he is. Well, I would have characterized him as a macro player if he just didn't stop building drones in that last game, but he definitely does play that 5 hatch style a little bit more. And ooh, okay, what is this but a flyer carapace on the way, Nyoken?
Oh, so he is.
I hope that's not just for Scourge.
I actually think no, I think it's just for the Sares, because he saw the Stargate opener from Gosudark. Well, Gosudark's not getting +1 weapon on his Sares, so that's a little interesting. But yeah, it's definitely just in response to seeing the Stargate. If you get armor and Protoss doesn't get +1 weapon, all of a sudden you don't even care about Sares anymore. They just deal no damage. So really nice response from Jaeyun, but we see that Gosudark is actually going for DT.
So this is really interesting. I mean, I guess I wouldn't. I don't know. It's always weird to me how Gosudark tries to kill people, because it's different every time. But it is going to be Sarah DT, getting legs as well along with it. Let's see what these Scourge can see as they get in there. No cannon in the main, so he could actually. Oh wow! I thought he was going to catch that Corsair.
Yeah, he did catch a Corsair in the middle of the map, but Gosudark has built up 3 more Sares, but 3 Sares is really not that scary, especially now that he saw that there's no cannons in the main. I would like to see him just go into mutas, but as I say it, I'm just now realizing that Jaeyun has only 1 gas so far. So not able to transition into mutas because we just don't have the resources. And I don't know what this Hydra Den is for at the left side. We may see just a big influx of double upgraded Hydras really fast.
Yeah, I mean, did he just like forget? I don't think so. Maybe he just needed an extra building, but then use an Evo.
Yeah, he may have forgotten that he already had the Hydra Den. It's a great Sim City though. Look at this. And what's great about it is when he drills, the drones are going to go up there, right? It's not like the drones are going to go through the bottom.
Yeah.
This attack isn't going to work.
No.
This is just so fun. I hate Zergs that play like this. They sit in their base, they build drones, they build 2 Sunkens, they have this Sim City set up where it's like, oh, well, I can bust that. No, you can't, because they have like 2 Lings, they drone drill when they realize the Lings are going to die, and then what do you do as Protoss? You're forced to turn around. Meanwhile, they're on 4 base. It's so painful.
I'm going to disagree with our South American friend that thinks that if you try to disrespect Gosudark, then he's gonna beat you playing with his feet. I think for the most part, Gosudark is like trying. I really respect that, like getting out there, trying to make it through, but there's just no way to do that, and that is very frustrating. It's just as frustrating as you characterized it, Nyoken, to play against a player that just doesn't let you do anything. Like what are you supposed to do? I mean, this is just like airtight. This is not just like those watches that say waterproof to 30 meters. This is like, we're going deep sea diving. This is like about as waterproof as it gets.
Yes, Gosudark is doing what you should do. He didn't go into 8 gate. He built a few more gates. He's at 6, but he expands immediately. You've got to keep matching the expansions of Zerg to keep up. But versus someone like Jaeyun, he wants you to do this. He wants you to go expand, because all that means is he gets to put down more hatcheries. He gets the tech freely. I guess Jaeyun has to be a little worried that Gosudark could double expand at this point, which would give him 4 base access.
Ooh.
But Jaeyun's just always content with that. He just put down 4 hatches at bottom left. We're at 10 hatch now.
10 hatcheries. Disgusting. So Jaeyun has a Zergling at the 12 o'clock base, which is so cool because if you're going to get a 4th base, that's a pretty good spot to put it. So he's watching for the 4th there, and I don't think Gosudark is going to pull out that, the G5 where you just like put a base in a random place and hope it doesn't get scouted. So Jaeyun's got a really good read on the situation. He also has a million hatcheries, so all this larva, this is just going to be so crazy to deal with. I
like what Gosudark is trying to do now because he just built 3 DTs, and this is going to be a DT drop, and he's kept a lot of his Sares alive. Now he needs to go clear out these Scourge. He can't just blindly send the shuttle that he's building, but if he can clear out the Scourge, if we look in the main, that's the one spot in the entire bottom side of the map that Gosudark can get some damage in. Here he goes. He's pushing back a few Scourge there. I don't know if he knows there's Scourge right outside the Nat, but here comes that shuttle. Please don't run into the Scourge. They're sitting right there.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. I feel like you might have cursed this. Oh. Here we go. That is a lot of Corsairs. 6 Corsairs. They do have, or they don't have +1. And here comes the shuttle behind them. The Corsairs should be able to take out quite a few of these Scourge. Yeah, 1, 2 Scourge getting taken out. 3, 4 Scourge gonna get taken out as well. And here comes Mr. Shuttle with Quattro DTs in there.
Yeah, 4 DTs, but the Overlords are in range. But look how fast the Hydras just get.
Oh, disgusting.
This is 3 DTs too, with no Overlords. Oh, there's still 1 alive, but 3 DTs, that's 120 damage that you can just burst down this lair, burst down Hydrogen, burst down the Evolution Chamber.
Well, joke's on him. If he kills the Hydrogen, there's a second Hydrogen. So the big brain checkmate going on here from Jaeyun. He is starting to lose a few Corsairs. So, this is bad. Oh, no, he doesn't kill. The Overlord lives with 9 HP. And so the base is going to survive, in theory.
Yeah, Hydra's going to clean up these DTs now, and he just instantly puts his drones back on it. And behind this, Gosudark wasn't able to expand because Jaeyun went for a counterattack. So really the drop didn't get much damage done. Sure, it forced a drone pull, but it didn't kill any of the key buildings. It got the Hydra Den, but we know there's already a second one on the left side. And now he starts to morph his hive. And Jaeyun's within 15 supply with 10 hatches.
Yeah, obviously there was a small roadblock in that one. So, well, I will say I think the biggest thing for me about that is that it could have gone very well for Gosudark, and that should just show you how volatile the life of a Zerg player is here. Because the perfect storm hits, and you just are not going to have a good time. You might have a great macro, but even with 10 hatcheries pumping Hydras, you walk into a few storms, you've got no Hydras left.
Yeah, and Gladiator is one of those maps where you can have vision advantage. We saw it in Terra versus DeWalt. He got a positional advantage on the high ground, and he just decimated DeWalt's army. And Gosudark is getting into a somewhat pretty good position. He's up 30 supply. He's got Templars with the amulet upgrade, so he has 3 storms available, but he's fighting uphill. But if he can get off these perfect storms, there's a good one right there. Good dodge. Lurkers come out, though.
These storms, oh my god, oh, disgusting. Well, like I said, a million Hydras can become no Hydras in no time. That is a lot of storms to use, so I like that you pointed out that upgrade was done, because every High Templar that gets added to this army is going to be very, very useful. So there's a few more headed out across the map if they make it there. But look at these cracklings. They're starting to come in from around the corner. They actually do not have the Adrenal upgrade, but there are still quite a few of them. They're getting on top of the Dragoons. There are no Zealots to sort of help out here, so this is just Ling on Dragoon, but I mean the upgrades coming through. It's 102 or 201 if you want to look at it that way, versus Zerg that only has Carapace.
Well, Gosudark has kept a lot of his Dragoons alive. He needs to constantly reinforce. I see he's got a shuttle. I would love to see even just a Zealot drop into the main. As I say that, I noticed that Jaeyun has Sunken and Ling already set up, so that wouldn't have worked out, but it would have been a nice idea. Meanwhile, he's going to pick off the hatchery, but
yeah,
Jaeyun's doing a good job. He's denied top middle, and again, Gosudark's about to mine out. Third, Nat, main are almost all completely dry at this point.
Yeah, this and maybe a little bit more is about it. So for Gosudark, he's got to go. And if he takes this 6 o'clock base down, that's a big deal. But now, look at the reinforcements coming in from Jaeyun. He needs, Gosudark needs a lot of storms. He storms one of his observers, but he's still got 3 left, so he's okay there. The storm forces Jaeyun to sort of hold back for a second, but there's more coming.
Jaeyun's army is just so tiny. He's down 60 supply now. He's got all of his, I guess, production on the left side, and that kind of is limiting how much of a flank he can really get off, because all Gosudark has to do is storm that side. Gosudark smartly is going to back off for now, because he's, well, I don't know. If he backs off, Jaeyun's already got all of his bases running, but he does need to get a 4th base. And look at what Jaeyun, insta counterattacks top middle.
Oh, I love this. Really good positioning on these zealots, but they're just not going to last for very long. Once Adrenal's done, like it is now, we've got +2 carapace ground unit. I'm not used to seeing that. Usually, there's at least one, attack upgrade. Now he's got to finish. So it's 1-2 Zerglings with those upgrades. They're just going to last way too long. It keeps +1 from 2-shotting them, but he's got +2 weapons on zealots. So.
We got a Muta switch to pick off those Templars, and now there's really not that many Dragoons left over. Mutas could probably just straight up kill the Dragoons, but he's sharking around trying to find any available Templars to pick off. Meanwhile, the Sunkens and the Lings with this Sim City is just doing so much damage. Now the Mutas finally realize there's no storm, and they're going to start picking off these goons.
Yeah, here they come. There are also 3 very juicy observers here as well, but yeah, Mutas are going to clear everything up. Beautiful switch there, full control group out of all of those larvae. And man, this is really starting to look pretty good for Jaeyun. He did take some damage, but he's able to give it right back.
He wiped the entire army of Protoss. Meanwhile, he took a 5th base at bottom middle. He didn't lose anything. He lost his hatchery, one of his 9, and that was it. And Gosudark, he's dry in the name. Nat is gone. 3rd base. We're really down to 1,000 minerals, Rapid. That's it. We don't have anything else.
I mean, somehow, if Gosudark wants to get back into this game, he's got to find a way to take a base. He's trying for that 12 o'clock, but that is optimistic.
Yeah, these, 3-lings that have just been sitting at the top side have delayed the 4th base forever. I remember Gosudark trying to put up a natural or put up a base at around the 13-minute mark. We're approaching 5 minutes that Lings have just denied this. If he had this base, he would still be in it, but because he has no base, he's broke, and Jaeyun's just going to max out in the next few minutes. He's got all of his upgrades. Hive has been done for a while. What are his upgrades? Okay, he's at 2-1. I mean, he's just got a stranglehold on this game.
Yeah. Whew. Well, I think from now on out, it is going to be pretty good for Jaeyun. Let's see how he wants to try to work towards closing this game out. He's got Insanity Tech. He's getting Defilers up right now. 10 Overlords on the way. And along with Drop, probably give you a good idea what he's going for.
And he's got a lot of gas banked up. He could transition into Mass Lurker. He could transition into tons of Ultralisk. I don't see an Ultra Cavern anywhere, but he is starting to build a lot of Lurkers, and he's taking another mineral only. And the Lurker set up in combination with the Lanes, with the Defiler. No way Gosudark is getting up here.
So let's see. Gosudark is continuing to poke and prod and try to get what?
Look at Gosudark's money. We have 67 minerals. He can't build a Nexus. That's it. Oh. He's got a long distance mine now. Oh, he just can't. He canceled all of his units so he could build a Nexus.
I noticed that. He went up. Yeah, I was like, how bugged is this street play? I keep seeing things that are just so weird. So yeah, he canceled everything so that he could spam cannons and build a Nexus in the north. So this is it. That's what has to work. But he's also trying to fight at the same time. Scourge chasing the observers, and they get all but one. So one little lonely observer is the only thing keeping Gosudark able to fight all of these lurkers. Another Scourge. Oh, it's so scary.
He's got so many Dragoons, he was actually busting through. There's no Defilers out just yet. Here come Mass Mutas, but when they see this Dragoon count, they're going to have... Oh, he picks off the one Observer, and that's all he needed to do because there's no Observers out on the map.
It's building another one, and I believe there's one moving across the map. Yeah, there's two that are just now joining this army. So just a moment that he didn't have detection.
This is just so shocking to me. Gosudark is still up supply somehow. He's been trading really well. Here we go. This trying to break through again, but the Muta's just insta-focused down that one observer. Oh, great storm!
Whoa! Sorry to cut you off there, Nyoken, but what? He just lost every Muta and still didn't kill that observer. Actually, he might have gotten it right there at the end, but it doesn't matter anymore. Actually, no, he did not get it. So clearing through the lurkers, another beautiful storm there on those lurkers and links to the south. Gosudark, dare I say, is doing it.
And what is going on? He's going to kill this mineral only. He's going to kill this hatch. He's going to kill the only sunken defending the left side. And Jaeyun's scrambling to get up units. He's floating a lot of resources. There's no Ultra Den anywhere, so he can't even just blow this 2k, 3k. He has, okay, a great Defiler, Dark Swarm there. Probably going to save the day because now we have 0 Zealots left over. It's just pure goons at this point.
Gosudark, man. What is this guy? Gosudark. Es increíble. This guy is a monster. I don't know how he's doing so much with so little, but he's got that 12 o'clock base up and running, needs to hit that gas, but that's about it. And maybe he can even start like expanding to like a 6 o'clock or a 12 o'clock or something. I don't know. But he does need to not overextend. There's a lot of Dragoons hitting Lings under Dark Swarm, so let's back it up for a second. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Gosudark has done a lot with a little, but he needs to make sure he doesn't throw this away.
He still has a lot of goons left over, but now we're starting to bleed
no.
the move. Oh.
Yeah. That hurts a lot. And if he loses this High Templar, no more Storm.
Yeah, taking a Nexus while this was all happening would have been a really nice move from him. He would have evened it back up. It would have been, what is it, 5 base versus 5 base? Jaeyun, because he's so good at building drones, the third base he took is out of minerals. The main is almost out of minerals. The natural is almost out of minerals. The fourth base is getting low on minerals. Jaeyun was getting very close to mining out himself.
Yeah, both players, I think. I mean, Jaeyun, to be honest, he is mining off of 2 bases, which is not like 2.2, something like that. So now, I mean, at least there's money coming in for Gosudark, but he does need to start thinking about the next base, because eventually Dragoons are not going to cut it.
Yeah, and I see the top side of the map.
Oh, the Plague.
Plague was brutal, but we have Jaeyun finally, I guess, feeling confident. He's got a lurker drop going to the top middle, and the cannons, none of them can range these lurkers if they set up at the left corner of the mineral patch.
I'm watching. I'm leaned in very close, staring at the pixels here. And I really hope that we see some more teal, because it certainly seems like it's a one-way trip. Oh, look at disgust. Okay, here's what I hate about Zerg players. You got to share your thing, here's mine. It's when the Zerg players start to realize that they can't win an honorable heads-up game. They're like, what's the cheapest, most disgusting way that I can get back in this game? It's like, what if I plague all of his units? And then they go and they do it, and they feel like a big bad man. And yes, truly you are. Wow, you're so cool. All the kids in school will elect you class president. They'll never say mean things about you again, because you're the guy. You did it. You plagued the army. Wow.
Well, we do have that lurker drop. It shut down the mineral line. Gosudark only lost 10 probes, and he does have a Nexus being built at bottom right, so he'll be able to transfer probes there. But for now, we're still not mining, and the army hasn't come back. So Gosudark, he needs to do something about these lurkers, because this is we're not mining at all. It's just so much damage.
I'm also waiting to see this Dark Archon feed back these Defilers. That's going to be the poetic justice to all of this.
Gosudark's army is still very strong. Oh, I finally realized that Jaeyun has taken a supply lead. It's 160 to 136. Almost the entirety of Gosudark's army is plagued. There's another one.
Oh, he got another plague off without being able to be feedbacked. No justice in this life, Nyoken.
Plague, I think, is best versus Protoss. A lot of people hate it versus Terran, but the reason I think it's even better versus Protoss is because it just wipes out the health, the armor, and then shields take full damage. There's no, heavy type versus light type effects. There's no reduced damage anywhere. It's just shields always take full damage. So when you get a Plague off and Protoss is stuck with 80 shields, it's actually like they're stuck with like 40 shields because they take full damage every time. And also they always don't get shields first, so it's +0 now.
Yeah. It's like a stasis that never wears off because your units are useless, but you also it's worse because they're still alive. Like when stasis wears off, like you get your units back, but when Plague wears off, you don't get the health back because Protoss can't do that. So I guess Archons are okay against it, but also it feels bad to build Archons because once again shields take full damage. So he's hunting for some Defilers to feed back here because he didn't get Mind Control, and I don't think he has Maelstrom either.
He's got to have one of them, right? The Dark Archon would be... Well, I guess, feedback
I think it's just
good
for feedback. Because he was getting plagued over and over again, and he's just thinking, okay, well, I'll just feedback. Unfortunately, it's not quite the solution he was looking for. Also, his entire army is almost useless because it's all been plagued. Oh, there it is! Where's the feedback? The Defiler! It's right there! Okay, well, there's the feedback, but he already cast the spell.
Yeah, and again, Jaeyun with another Lurker drop. This time, he'll be able to shut down the top half of the mineral line. Maybe? Let's see, how many kills? No reaction from either player.
Oh my god. Oh god.
Well, he'll drop. Jaeyun, meanwhile, has taken top left. He's got his mineral only running. Gosudark is on 5 base. That's not bad. He's got a good unit comp. He needs to get more gas, though. He's completely gas starved.
Oh man, we are really saving the best for last here at the end of this game. It is going the distance, Nyoka, in almost 30 minutes. And hey, I just want to remind both players, if you're listening from the past, there is a base in the middle of the map. That's the Coliseum. Fight to your death for my amusement there, because it seems like they're just taking every other base. So eventually, that will be the base to take. This game has it all.
Yeah, we've got a drop for Jaeyun at the bottom right side of the map. He's got a lot of... God, the plagues are just endless. Every time I look at this army in the middle of the map, they're getting plagued. It's just every time. And, okay, those drops aren't moving. I thought they were just a minute ago.
Yeah. Wait, but doesn't he have to wait for the energy to come back on the Defilers, Nyoken?
No, they got consumed. They just have endless energy.
I'm so upset.
They're worse than Vipers. I thought Vipers were broken at SC2. These are even worse. Here we go, the drop. There's not very much Storm available. Lurker drop in the back. Also, Dark Swarm.
Jesus. Okay. All right, Jaeyun. Once again, Jaeyun's like, man, I can't kill him with the plague. Well, what else do I do? I don't know. Dark Swarm, Lurkling drop his base. It's like, how much dirtier can you get, Jaeyun? How many more of your morals do you have to compromise to win this game?
Well, this is going to be it for Gosudark because he didn't turn around to save his base. He's just going to go for it. He's attacking bottom left. He doesn't even know about top left. But there's just a huge lurker field here. We don't see any defilers, though. This may actually be able to... Oh, there's no way you can break it. Look how many lurkers and lings are reinforcing.
He's got one observer. That's it. Oh, Scourge. Oh, it's chasing. No, it's not. It's dumb. Never mind. Scourge suck. Scourge are actually the worst unit, by far. It doesn't even... I'm not even kidding you. Feedback? No, another useless Dark Archon. Ooh. There it is. Boom goes the dynamite. That's what we were waiting for. And that's going to take it out. So, Gosudark still holding on, but that 12 o'clock base is his last bastion of hope because he's not doing anything anywhere else, that's for sure.
And he's streaming units across the map, but unfortunately his army isn't synced up. These lings coming in the back are just shredding through these goons. And he just wipes out half of the army before the other half can sync up. And this is going to be Gosudark going down to Jaeyun 2-0.
No, not now. We were supposed to get Oxide in game 3. I'm so disappointed. But actually, congratulations to Jaeyun. I think it's very clear that those guys were pretty evenly matched. that game, I'm so impressed that it went the distance that it did. But I mean, in the end, Jaeyun takes the 2-0. So Gosudark down in the losers match. Jaeyun goes on to face Bonneth.
Yes, so nicely done from Jaeyun. A bit unfortunate that both games Gosudark really just couldn't get his econ going. It was close regardless. So if he can just get that a little better in his next series versus Crossy, for sure he could make it out. And then I guess it would come down to the decider match. But we do have Bonneth now. I don't know. Jaeyun looks a little shaky. I have a feeling that Bonneth might just run away with it.
You think? We might.
Yeah,
that may be in our future potentially. And as much as I hate to root against my North American compadre, it's going to be tough. Bonneth is a monster. So we have our winners match coming up next to find out which player will be the first one to advance out of Group C. Powerhouse Bonneth taking on Jaeyun, narrowly advanced to face off against him. So don't go anywhere. We're going to come back after a quick commercial break with the winners match of Group C.